Charlotte and this is the afternoon news. First off, a new educational law is being decreed which will affect many aspects of the organisational relationships that exist. Let's talk about some of them. Firstly, let's talk about the privatisation of the students' evaluation. With this law, students' evaluations will not be allowed to be published or showed, which will in turn improve peer relationships in the classroom, as students will not make comparisons between themselves in relation to this aspect or attack other students because of their results, leading to higher classroom cohesion. Moving on, the law states two aspects of importance, these being an education that promotes coexistence, respect and conflict resolution in the class, and also it states a clear defence of equal rights for all genders and sexual orientations in the classroom. Promoting these factors will lead to a higher sense of awareness and empathy for others, promoting relationships both in and out of the classroom. When referring to materials and methodologies, the law states two key points. In the law, they establish that there will be more attention placed on rural schools and their needs. There will also be a flexibility of the spaces, times, areas and methodologies for all schools, not just in rural areas. These two aspects will work to promote the connections in the learning context, as the diverse educational approaches will foster well-being in the class and good relationships. Another aspect that the law touches upon is curricular adaptation. For this, there are various points. Firstly, we can see that the law incorporates the learning about our democratic history as an important factor into the curriculum. Throughout this adaptation, we can see an effect on students' relationships outside of the class, as they will empathise with older generations in our society who have experienced different times. The curriculum will also be adapted by incorporating and working upon the digital competence in the class and expected adaptation with the digital reality in which we are present. This will work on fostering the students' connections with learning as they will develop new digital competencies basing themselves on their own personal previous knowledge. Referencing the student's personal reality, the law states that the teachers will give a higher attention to emotional education, helping them with their feelings. The law also states that there will be a higher personalisation of the learning process for each individual. These two aspects will help foster a relationship of trust and respect with the teacher, as they understand that they are there to help them and care about their needs and feelings. Finally, when it comes to the centre itself, schools will be in charge of transforming themselves into locations that take care of the environment by promoting a healthy lifestyle at school. This will work on the students' connections within learning, as it will help them to learn how to take care of their planet. Now, let's move on. In other news, one of our town schools selected a new principal who is talking about his main points right now. Now, I would like to talk about the 5 main points of my coexistence plan for this school and why I believe they apply to this context. Firstly, I want to ensure that all students feel able to express their own cultural and religious identity, so all expressions will be permitted, but any imposement of beliefs or disrespect for others will not be permitted. This will be useful in our school, as there is a high amount of cultural diversity and freedom, and respect will be a key component. Secondly, in relation to the students' comfort, I will establish a policy in which students are recommended to tell the teacher if they are feeling uncomfortable and why, who will be in charge of explaining to the child why their actions were wrong and why they should apologise and avoid repeating the behaviour. With this, we can promote the importance of the children's opinion as well as their empathy and understanding, something that may lack because of the diverse backgrounds from which the children proceed. Thirdly, students and their parents will be partnered up randomly with another student and parent from a different background for the rest of the year, helping each other with any issues, projects or favours they may need. This will foster a feeling of understanding and cooperation for both parents and students, an issue that is present in our town as some parents are not informed adequately and can be opposed to such diversity, influencing their child's views at the same time. As a fourth measure, students who tend to struggle more academically because of their background will receive extra help in the classroom. This will work on giving students equal opportunities which will help their relationships with others in the classroom. It is important because, as this is the only school in town, students have diverse economical backgrounds and some will need more assistance than others to level out the playing field. Finally, the diverse history of our students will be incorporated into their curriculum and evaluated throughout projects as a means to learn about the history of other people. This will promote the reflection about our past and different perspectives that exist, something that some children may not understand if they have only learned about one perspective. All of these points reflect perfectly the essential elements of my leadership style, as I seek to change the students' and parents' point of view about diversity in the classroom and how to coexist on a long-term basis throughout reflection, seeking social justice as the main aspect. This leadership style can be described as a transformational leader for social justice, and I chose this because I believe that aspects such as coexistence should not be worked upon forcefully or with rewards, as this will have no long-term effects. To properly create coexistence, we must work democratically towards the goal throughout reflection and a genuine desire to change. Finally, we are going to hear from a high school student about her experience learning about organisation. I think that I deserve a 9 in this subject, as I have worked very hard because I enjoy learning about organisation. I recognise that I was not perfect and can improve, but I really believe that I put a lot of effort into this class and strive to do each activity the best I could, which is why I deserve that grade. For me, I think the most crucial idea that I learnt in this course about school organisation is the different types of relationships that students have and the importance of these for their studies. This will help me organise my teaching in the future in a way that will promote all of these diverse relationships, thereby helping my students succeed academically. I could have never imagined all of the diverse types of grouping in schools that exist, nor the differences and effect that they can have on students' education and well-being. Now that I have learnt about this, I understand why it's so important and difficult to decide which to use. Preparing this video, I have learnt a lot of new information about laws that I did not know before. I also learnt how to use green screens and edit in backgrounds, which was fun but requires patience when editing. In general, I learnt various things that will help me improve. Now, that's all for the news. Tune in tomorrow for more.